Christian parenting.
Today, we're going to take a couple minutes to talk about how we can intentionally use this summer to grow in a couple of areas of our life with our summer growth plan. Hey, my name is Jay Holland, and this is Let's Parent on Purpose. It's a podcast to help you thrive and not just survive your parenting years. Each week, I'll bring you an insight or an interview that will help strengthen your marriage, your family, or your personal walk with Jesus. And if you find it helpful, I encourage you to subscribe, share it with your friends, and you're welcome to go to letsparentonpurpose.com to find all kinds of past articles, issues, and resources to help your family. I think this is going to be a really helpful little discussion that we have. Before we jump into it, I do just want to give a quick thank you. I love the community that we've developed with Let's Parent on Purpose over the years. I've got the core church community here at Covenant Fellowship Baptist Church on the Treasure Coast, and you guys are the primary audience that I have targeted with this, but it's been a blessing all over the country and all over the world. So if you're newer to our community, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for sharing with your friends, with your family members, with your church. The things that we talk about that affect us here at Covenant Fellowship in Stewart are the very same things that moms and dads around the world need in order to thrive and get well. So thank you for investing in your own family as well as those around. Additionally, those of you who take the time to review this on Apple Podcasts, I really appreciate it. I have no idea how podcast algorithms work, but there's something about getting reviews that helps other people find it. So just a big thank you for that. And one of the thank yous that I send out each week is that Things for Thursday email that over 1,000 of you subscribe to. I will put the summer growth plan that we're about to talk about in the Things for Thursday email, as well as each week just giving you goodies to encourage and enhance your parenting, your marriage, sometimes just your sense of humor, giving you something to laugh at. So let's talk about summer. We are right on the cusp of it, and I think that we're going to have somewhat of a normalized summer, at least compared to last summer. And I always look forward to summer as a parent for extended time with my kids, as a youth pastor, as a time to see how little sleep that I can get over stretches. I don't know. Youth ministry in the summer is the greatest memories of your life and some of the greatest amounts of sleep deprivation. So it's a love-hate relationship. But one of the things that I really like in summer is oftentimes certain responsibilities go by the wayside, and then you have opportunity, maybe a little bit of margin to think about or address different areas of your life. And so what I want to do today is just kind of walk you through some advice if you would like to create a summer growth plan to maybe address your spiritual life, your physical health, anything. These same principles and steps will work for basically anything that you're walking into. I am an obsessive planner. There's a George Patton quote, one of the guys that was a general during World War II. He said, "A good plan executed now is better than a perfect plan next week." And I'm kind of that way. I will put a plan into place and I'll plow through it, and then I'll figure out how to perfect it as I go along. Some people are paralyzed on the front end because they need their perfect plan to get started, and they never get started. I'm an obsessive planner, and sometimes the plans actually happen. Most of the time, they don't happen like I think they're going to. But I can tell you that I have managed to accomplish far more by making and working towards goals in different areas of my life than I would otherwise. So this might possibly be the most helpful podcast that you listen to all summer if you put it into practice. If you don't, it's the least helpful podcast that you listen to all summer. So that's up to you, not up to me. We are on the front end. If you're listening to this in order, we're on the front end of summer. I know here in Florida, at least in my county, we finish school at the end of May, summer going into June. But a lot of moms and dads have about a 7-week stretch or so where things are different than normal. You don't have the same grind. You don't have the same routine. Some of us work great with the grind and routine, and some of us can really take advantage of the margin that we get by not having to get the kids up and out the door to school and at all of their activities. And so what I want to encourage you to think about is how might you use this summer to focus on one or two areas of your life. And maybe one is great, but maybe if you're a super advanced person and you have a lot of margin, two, focus on an area of your life that you could put some specific time to over this summer and feel like you've got somewhere by the time you're getting the kids ready for school again this fall. So you might think of your spiritual life. You might want to address your personal fitness and health. Maybe it's relationship time with friends and peers. And so maybe getting out of the grind of the regular work school activity cycle gives you some margin for friendships and peers. Maybe your family has become very disconnected and you want to be intentional about reconnecting. Maybe you guys have just been so stressed out by all of the different COVID dilemmas that have happened that your family needs some extended time together. Maybe it's your finances. Maybe you've just gotten really out of kilter and you need to spend some positive time towards that. Or maybe you've mastered all of those areas of life and you want to grow in a hobby, in fun, or in academics. And hey, that's actually wonderful. This past year, I took up pen turning. I bought a little wood lathe. I had a man in my church that taught me how to turn pens. And for Christmas about a year ago, I asked for a bunch of stuff. Actually, by asking, I went on Amazon and bought it myself and told Emily that that's what she's getting me for Christmas. And I started turning pens. And that was an incredible hobby for me because working in ministry, the work's never done. Having a bunch of kids, I don't have a ton of spare time at home, but I can go out there and have a little wooden blank. And within 1 or 2 hours, I can create this beautiful pen and either use it myself or give it as a gift. And it's very therapeutic because in a couple hours, it's done. So I don't want to diminish if what you want to do this summer is figure out how to do a hobby. So having said all that, I just want to give you some advice as you get started on it and also tell you that I've created this little summer growth plan chart that can help you just kind of analyze through the different areas of your life and what you might like to do and then the steps to do it. So I'll have that link in the show notes today for this episode, but also I'll put it in the things for Thursday for the episode as it comes out this week on Thursday. So just think about these things as you try to think through plans. And this is for you, this is for your kids, this is for anybody trying to make plans. First off, if you have too many goals, you're more than likely to fail all the way across the board. So even if you're looking at my summer growth plan, there are 6 areas for you to consider. I think I mentioned to you already: spiritual life, health and fitness, friends and peers, family, finances, hobbies, and fun. If you try to address all of those areas at the same time, that's like addressing none of those areas. This is why we often fail with New Year's resolutions, is because we think through every area of our life, all of the things that we really suck at, all of the things that we want to be incredible at. We try to hit them all at once. And by January 5th, we've done none. So pick a goal. Pick maybe 2 goals if you're a very advanced person and you have a lot of margin in your life. This summer, I might pick half a goal because in addition to regular ministry stuff, I have a daughter getting married this summer. So my margin is as close to 0 as it could get. So I know I cannot be ambitious with adding new things to my life or I'll fail. Number 2, an end of summer goal should be challenging, but it should be reasonable. So you can go a long ways towards developing a habit in the next couple of months of your life, but you're not going to revolutionize your physique. You're not going to memorize the book of Romans between now and then. Listen, let me give you some perspective. I don't know if you remember or you ever saw those P90X commercials. It's that like extreme workout fitness program that they've came out with, and it's supposed to be like 90 days to revolutionize your body. A number of years ago, I actually did it. I went through all 90 days of the P90X program. It was hard. It was completely life consuming. It was not a sustainable lifestyle because I had to obsess about sleep. I had to obsess about eating. The workouts destroyed me. And at the end of 90 days, my body was in better shape, but it was not revolutionized. And it turns out I had to continue to exercise after that, or I basically got no long-term gains. And that's really annoying because my body was supposed to be revolutionized in 90 days. The reality is you're not going to revolutionize your life in the next 2 months, but you can get a reasonable distance. So Think about where you would like. This might be really helpful, especially if you're listening to this in May or towards the beginning of the summer. Think about where you would actually like to be in one of these areas by Christmas time. Your summer growth plan should really help you get on that path. It's not going to get you where you want to be by Christmas time, but it can get you in the direction of it. And if you can manage a new habit in the unpredictable chaos of summer, you'll probably be a pro once you get back into the routine of fall. Let's Parent on Purpose has always been about equipping moms and dads to build thriving families centered around the hope of the gospel. If you regularly listen to this podcast, you're actually among a community of parents that spans 68 countries, including many in the 1040 window, where there are few churches and limited access to the gospel. As the amount of content I produce over the years grows, so do the cost of maintaining, storing, and producing all of the different details that help make this show helpful. If God has put you in a place where you might be able to help a little bit and support this work, would you please consider going to letsparentonpurpose.com/support and either giving a one-time gift or becoming a regular supporter through Patreon? If you're not in a good place to support the show, that's fine. I pray you continue listening, growing, and sharing it with others. That's it. No hard push. Just a simple request that if you're able to and would like to, help share the load of the show at www.letsparentonpurpose.com/support. Next, your goals should consist of daily or maybe multiple daily, very doable baby steps. These steps should be different from what you're currently doing, but small enough to be manageable and somewhat enjoyable. Let me give you an example of that. Let's say so if you're in Florida, I do not recommend you take up the habit of running in the summertime if you're not used to it, because that's like taking up the habit of having a heart attack. It's so hot. It's so humid. Why would you do that to yourself? So let's say that's working out. Okay. You are going to take up the habit of working out. You want to have the lowest bar possible for a daily workout to where you know you're going to do it. Now, if you want to go extra, you want to put a little extra into it, that's wonderful. But your goal should be daily baby steps in the right direction, not once a week clobbering yourself. In the same way, I think the summertime is a great time to start reading the Bible. If you want to read your Bible and you've never done it before, I don't recommend you setting a goal of 10 chapters a day. That's just foolish. You're not going to keep up with it. You want to memorize? Then practice memorizing one verse a week until you really get it down. So you want daily baby steps that you can actually do. And then, this is really important, reward yourself every day that you take your daily step. Every day that you take your daily step, you want to give yourself an immediate reward, because most of the things that we have goals for doing, they're kind of, by the adult time of our life, they're more long-term goals, right? So I need some kind of short-term reward to reinforce my long-term goal. So my default recommendation is chocolate. If you're not a chocolate fan, I have no idea how your brain works, and so I don't know what to tell you. But even if you're trying to lose weight, get yourself like a little piece of Dove chocolate or Hershey's Kiss or a Rolo. Something little and sweet will fire up that dopamine receptor in your brain, and it can help you in your steps. You just need an immediate reward every time you do your goal. And number 5, find a partner or a family member to share your plan with. Secret goals are goals that we don't actually plan to accomplish. Secret goals are goals that we don't actually plan to accomplish. So if you actually want to do the thing you're talking about, then you need to tell somebody about it so that they'll ask you about it. You can publish it, put it on your Facebook, make t-shirts about it, wear them saying, ask me about my goal, whatever it is. Maybe don't do that because that's really weird. But you do need to find somebody that you can share your plan with that can encourage you and hold you accountable. And then finally, just remember, success gives momentum for success. That's why you should just pick one area, a maximum of 2 areas, because if you succeed in them, you've developed the skill of not just goal setting, but systems learning, systems creating, and you'll have the confidence to take on other areas of your life. Hey, I know how it gets. I know that sometimes we look around and we can be incredibly disappointed at multiple areas of our life, and we feel like we need a radical makeover everywhere. This is a spiritual condition we have, right? We it's like we're doing well at everything or we're doing awful at everything And that's really not ever true. You're never always doing well at everything, and you're never doing awful at everything. But what you don't want to do is look around, loathe every area of your life, determined to fix it all right now, and then next week you're in the same spot. So let your success give you momentum for success. I'm giving you this summer just some very practical tools. You can actually, if you're doing them, it's something maybe you even do with your kids over the summertime. Don't set high bars, don't set big goals, but what are some simple daily things? Maybe they waste 15 hours of every day, but 30 minutes of each day during the summertime, you guys are going to do something meaningful, a baby step towards something you want. And by doing this, slowly you change your habits and you change your character over time. And as you do that, you gain the confidence to address all of these other areas. This is simple to say, it can be hard to do, but it's truly life transforming if you do it. You can grow this summer. And I would encourage you, you should grow this summer. I hope that you get Sabbath. I hope you get rest. I hope that you can step off the gas in many, many ways, that you can just soak up and enjoy your kids. But you should grow. You can grow in your relationship with the Lord. You can get intentional about an area of your life, and I want to encourage you to do it. If you need specific help or you want further training on this, I've done actually an extensive series on habit formation. I think it was 2019. I'll put the links to some of those key episodes in the show notes about developing habits and how you can reinforce yourself. I've done a lot of work on that over the years because I'm passionate about it. If you can, basically, it's kind of like in a recent book by Andy Stanley that I read, the greatest leadership challenge is leading yourself. And so if we can develop the skills to lead ourselves, it's going to be a whole lot easier to lead our children, lead our works, lead our church, lead our communities. But it starts with leading yourself, and pray for God to help you, get accountability around you, pick good things that will make you a better person and a better servant of Jesus, and then take baby steps towards it. I'm here for you. Reminder one more time, the Summer Growth Plan will be in the Things for Thursday email, as well as the show, the podcast notes on letsparentonpurpose.com, and hopefully in the link in Apple Podcast if I'm smart enough to figure that out. So with that, let me know. I would love to hear. If you want to send me a quick email at j@letsparentonpurpose.com, let me know what your goals are for the summer, and I'll cheer you on. Friend, if you're still listening all the way to the credits, then I hope that means that this was a particular blessing to you to hear this podcast. If so, I want to encourage you to share it with somebody else that you think might be helped by it. You're welcome to go to letsparentonpurpose.com to find out more information about show notes, about past issues, all kinds of things to help your family. And I do want to say that Let's Parent on Purpose is a user-supported podcast. And if you would like to be a part of that, you can go to letsparentonpurpose.com, learn how to be a supporter through Patreon or through a one-time gift. Thank you so much for listening. Again, share this with somebody that you know needs to hear it. Remember that parenting is a marathon, not a sprint, and we'll talk to you soon.